We are back to winning ways. A really important win against Sunderland on the weekend sees us back up to 10th. Yes, almighty 10th in the league. Joining me this week is, of course, Alex Crook and Angelina Kelly. Right, before we do get on to talk about the game, we want to pay our respects, though, to the victims and all those affected at the Heaton Park Synagogue attack last Thursday. A minute's silence was observed before kick-off against Sunderland, and our thoughts go out to all those affected by the events in Salford. Of course, that goes without saying. But to the game, Crookie, there was a lot of positives to take from the game. I was talking to a lot of fans afterwards, and I had a bit of reflection over the weekend, and I went, everyone was just so happy, right? Obviously, you talk about the bar being on the floor and we don't win many games, but because there was positives to take from individuals and, of course, the result, and there was just no drama, just a 2-0 routine win. The feeling outside Old Trafford, I thought I missed that. It feels very, very positive. How was you feeling after the game, and what was your feelings about the game?
Well, obviously delighted with the 3 points, and as you say, the league table looks a lot better now than it would have done had those 3 points not been put on the board. But I think I was relieved as much as happy. Relieved that it was a straightforward victory. I actually tweeted when the second goal went in, this is much more like it from United. But let's just see this out now. No dramas, because if Sunderland had have scored and they were awarded a penalty at one stage, weren't they, at the end of the first half,
which was ridiculous,
that correctly got overturned. But had they have scored, it would have got very nervy, and all of a sudden the same old frailties may have come to the fore. But you're right, lots of positives from the performance. But it's not a major shock, because the home form was pretty good, actually. 3 successive wins at Old Trafford. Probably didn't deserve to lose to Arsenal, as Ruben Amorim keeps telling us at his weekly
That's going to be his Ten Hag moment. Do you remember when Ten Hag couldn't get over the fact that Garnacho was given offside against Arsenal?
Yeah.
And he just kept saying it for two years afterwards. That's probably going to be...
Well, he certainly seems to be banging that drum. But it's the away form, isn't it? And when you don't win away from home, that lack of consistency comes in, and it makes it difficult to put back-to-back wins on the board. But going into an international break, I always think the result immediately before that 2-week hiatus matters more, matters for managers, matters for players, and definitely matters for fans, because we can just relax a bit now, can't we, and not worry about the fact United have lost and start to build up towards Liverpool away.
Well, we know what it would have been, right, Ange? losing that game going into international break. People were already billing it as, if he loses against Sunderland, loses his job, can't lose against them, newly promoted side, etc., etc. And now we've got that win. It's like all the talk in the international break is actually not about Man United and when Ruben Am's going to lose a job. It's more about, and he's slotting a mini crisis and losing 3 on the bounce in all comps, and sort of it's just away from us. And that is a real big blessing to have, because we don't get that often, do we?
Yeah, it's absolutely massive that it's not going to be the Man United story for the next week or two. I'm very much basking in the Liverpool situation at the moment. I'm sure we'll talk about them more. But, this is brilliant. But I just think it allows us to have a little bit of optimism. We're allowed to have that. I think that it just, eases a little bit of pressure. And that's really what the players needed. It's what the manager needed, as much as he's still coming out and saying, we don't have momentum, talking about the players and the outside noise and all that type of stuff. But yeah, I think it's just good to get a win. I think good the fact that we saw the new goalkeeper, the fact that Šeško has scored another goal. I think that hopefully that he will start to build now and create a little bit of form. I thought that Ahmad and Mbeumo were really, really good. I think that's only the 3rd time I think that they've kind of played together in that role, and I think it worked really nicely. I know that for certain games you probably will want a Diogo Dalot over Ahmad in that right wing back position, but the way that they were working and overlapping, etc., and they had an interchange that led up eventually to the Mount goal, etc. So yeah, I think that was really nice to see, and I'm sure the Man United fans in the stadium were just happy to not be wincing at a goalkeeper. And I get why there were so many cheers for even the little things that he was doing, because if you've had to sit there since the start of this season and watch Altay Bayındır completely flap over the most simple things, I get why everyone was really happy. I mean, I think obviously, singing, the Schmeichel song and all that, a little bit premature, but...
Yeah, I'd never have sung that. I think that was a bit past it for me.
I think you're telling fibs.
I was part of it all. Yeah. I was part of it all in the stadium. Honestly, I don't care, mate.
I'm not mad at it in the moment. That's absolutely...
We've got to have a bit of fun.
Yeah,
we've been in the dumps. And you know what? It's funny, right? Because in the stadium, right, there was this big gasp, right? As the ball was in the air and Sonny Lammens came to just do what any normal, basic keeper should do, which is catch a ball. But in the stadium, there was this like, is he going to catch it? Is he going to catch it? Is he going to catch it? And as soon as he got 2 hands on it, we just all celebrated like a goal.
Yeah.
Honestly, and then he did it again in the second half. And then he made a save from Granit Xhaka that was probably going wide anyway. But it was like, oh my gosh, there's a keeper who's just doing normal stuff.
Yeah.
And do you know what I likened it to? I was there for Harry Maguire's debut against Chelsea, I want to say it was. I think it was. Got to be careful because the HMRC guy will get you now.
Yeah.
So I think it was against Chelsea.
Allegedly.
You lot can let me know. Allegedly against Chelsea. I believe it was 4-0 and I think it was Dan James' first game as well. But you lot let me know because HMRC will get me. But anyway, I remember Harry Maguire just sort of heading balls away with big distance. And there was big cheers because we were like, we finally got a big centre-half who could header the ball. It's not Rojo or Bailly. I think Blind at the time might still been there. And you get that irony. But Sonny Lammens, though, as far as debuts go, Crookie, it's a massive step in the right direction. He looked to bring a real calming influence to that back 3/back 5.
Yeah, he did, and you mentioned Peter Schmeichel. He's been quite complimentary, hasn't he, about the debut and saying basically it's nice that we got a goalkeeper now who's going to save the team points as opposed to cost them points, because not just our tie, but that's what Onana did for the majority of his United career as well. He'll have tougher examinations, not least at Anfield next time out, but I think he passed with flying colours. He commanded his penalty area. He did the basics well. His distribution was very good, and actually it was intriguing to hear Mason Mount talking afterwards about the fact that they weren't afraid to go long at times, and I think that could be a good outball this season, using the pace of Brian Mbeumo in particular to get the ball from one penalty area to the edge of the other, and certainly we saw that happen a few times on Saturday. Yeah,
do you know what? On that, actually, I wanted to bring that up, and you just kind of alluded to it there. I want to get your takes on this as well. And a conversation that seems to have arisen is the fact that we did go long for pretty much every goal kick, didn't really try to play out from the back. Some fans have said, because, you know, we'd like to talk out of both sides of our mouths, well, I thought Ruben Amorim said that we were going to stick to these principles and that he's not going to do that. And we've been trying to play out from the back for so long, and all of a sudden he's abandoned his principles. And some other fans are saying, wait a minute, we've been asking for him to adapt, win at all costs, just find a way. Did you have any thoughts in particular about going long versus not going long, or was it refreshing to see, actually, yes, get the ball forward, we've got a 6'5" lad up front. Last time we did that, he won the flick on against Trevor Chalobah. That led to Robert Sanchez being sent off. And that's what you want to see? Or do you see that point of some people going, I'm not necessarily digging Amorim out for doing it, but he just told us all this time that he wouldn't change anything?
Well, I'm a little bit old-fashioned, but I think that first and foremost you should win football matches and then worry about how you do it afterwards. I think it's very much substance over style. It was a must-win because the Wolves would have been at the door had United not beaten Sunderland, certainly if they'd lost at home to Sunderland. And listen, we all want to see our team play beautiful football, but there were goals during the Fergie era where Schmeichel just held it from one end of the pitch to the other, released people like Ryan Giggs and Andre Kanchelskis. So I'm all for it. And actually, if this is a manager abandoning his philosophy, sacrificing his principles, then I think he's probably long overdue.
Yeah, how about you, Ange? Do you care at all?
But I completely agree with what Crookie's saying, but is it any wonder that this man does not want to change things? Because even if he's tweaked one slight thing, everyone's up in arms about it and got loads of opinions about it.
Is it refreshing that he has just done that?
Yeah, but it is definitely refreshing, and hopefully this will be the beginning of him maybe, you know, loosening the reins on a couple of things, which I think we've discussed, you know, certain aspects that do need to change. But for me, I agree with Crookie. Like, we are, you know, we've been in crisis, let's be honest. Like, it has been an awful start to the season. Last season as well was so difficult, and I just think take it for what it is. It's fair enough, it's against Sunderland, you should be beating Sunderland, but at the end of the day, it's a win at Old Trafford, clean sheet, our brand new striker got a goal. Our new signing in Mbeumo looked good. Mason Mount looked brilliant. I think that was one of his best games for Man United, and I really enjoy watching him play for us. And I think, you know, we were talking before, I've been on international duty covering some of the England stuff. I think he's a player that, you know, if he continues on this run, he could potentially have a place, you know, with Thomas Tuchel for England. So I just think overall, just happy about the fact that we've got a good win under our belts. And if he changed something, he changed something. Great.
Yeah, I'm not. I think when you've lost as many games as we have, we're not in any position to be winning against any opposition and sort of saying, don't want to win like that.
Yeah.
That can happen once we've turned the corner. Frank's cut his hair. We've got more than 5 wins on the trot.
I still think that's a little way off.
Of course it is, absolutely. We're going to get there. Oh, Crookie, we got. This is just talking about the Sunderland game in isolation. As the show goes on, we're going to really talk.
We're just being nice for now.
Because we've got to look at the positives. Because we don't want to come on here every week. Because it is rubbish coming on here every week. Talking about all the negative things that have happened and why we can't see any hope.
Give them the flowers where deserved.
100%. I think when we do get a win per 90, where there's a lot of individual good performances, we have to be happy about that.